A big, plain surface. That's all you need. Could be a piece of paper, like I'm using here right now. Well, could be a cardboard box that you just broke open and flattened out. I've seen that. There's a guy on YouTube that, well, he does amazing paintings on cardboard that he flattened out. Wow. Art is just something that happens. And it expresses. It expresses what you're feeling in the moment. And there they are, the colors all before you. And you have the choice to make it be whatever you want. Now, I'm talking not just to artists. Although I know that it's mostly artists that will watch this video. That's just the way it goes. I'm talking to non-artists. You might be like I was for many years. You staring out the window of your office out into the blue sky. Or at the office across the street. Depends on what your view looks like. For me, it was the 30th floor of one of the banking towers in Toronto, staring out the window, thinking about art. Yeah, I was a banker and I was doing bankese things. I even spoke the language. Bankese, that is. That's a whole language all by itself. But there was another side of me that wanted to create. And here's what I suggest to you. You might be one of those kinds of people where you're doing your academic thing and you do it well. You provide for your family. You take care of things. You get it done. But maybe you just want to cut loose once in a while and do something completely radical. Here's where the big piece of paper comes in handy. Or the cardboard box. Or an old piece of wood from the garage. For the more brave of you out there, and I've seen this one happen too, maybe a big plain white wall in your house somewhere. Wow. Wouldn't that be wild? Can't bring myself to do that yet, but it's going to come one of these days. Now, I'm using bright colors, but your mood may be colored darker. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. The main thing is to just scribble some kind of a design. You can use a felt tip or a crayon, or you can use charcoal, or in this case, I'm using acrylic paint, and I just made those black lines, and then I just deal with it. I fill in the blanks afterwards and just kind of, put whatever color I feel like in them. You can hear my little Sienna kitty beside me. She's purring and having a great time. She knows how much fun art is. And she also knows when I'm making a video, and that's when she likes to start chiming in. From the way I see the world, everybody's just too serious these days. And art is a great escape. And art doesn't necessarily have to be like something from a museum or from a fancy schmancy establishment. It's just creative fun. Now, I'm a landscape painter. Truthfully, that's how I've made my living for the last 17 years. But abstract I do just because it is, break-free art, I call it. No rules, no parameters. And if nobody buys it, that's fine. I'll just keep it. Maybe I'll go to my little arts and crafts store and I'll buy a frame and put this thing behind glass and hang it up on the wall. I know many of you out there have blank walls. I know it. I've seen them. And here's your chance. Just throw something on the wall. Who cares about the frame? Just tack it up. Bring some color into your life. Well, I enjoy this. And I enjoy demonstrating because I like to know that maybe somebody out there can benefit from this. Break free from your fenced-in world. Cut loose and do something completely radical. Then when somebody comes over for tea or coffee, trust me, they'll ask you, so, who was the artist?